Hi everyone, welcome to the Premsoft Technical channel. In the multi-threading tutorial series, today we are going to see the part number 6. In the last lecture, we discussed about what exactly the synchronization is and how to use the synchronization with the multi-threading concept. In the continuation of the last class, we are going to see that in the last class we have seen, like, suppose example I am having one class, and in that one I am having one method, that is multi-threading. I am creating the class of this particular object of this class. Let's think what I created the object of D class object. I created the D here. Now in this one I was creating the two thread, like T1 I was creating, and then I was creating the T2. So those who are watching this video first time, I will suggest that please watch my previous video, that is part 5, so that you can understand the synchronization in a detailed way. Here just I am continuing the last whatever we have left from there I am continuing this topic. Now suppose I am calling the T1 and T2, and I was passing here D object, I was passing here, and here also I was passing the D object. So let us do one thing, just open that program to get the clarity on the subject. I will go to our folder, that is in the D drive. I am having PR software is my folder, PR softwares, and here we have save our program. So our program was, so we'll just see the last program we saved on 3. So my demo was the example. So let us take synchronization demo. Okay. So in this program, if you observe here, I was having the class called the info. Okay, in the info I was having detail, my demo was there, and here we were having synchronized demo. So what we were doing, we were creating the info only one object, and these two things we were passing, nothing but M1 and M2. So what will happen, first whoever is getting the task, only that task will be completed, then only the second thread will get a chance, because in this particular thread I am passing the object of only one class here. But now today's example, what I am going to get is, I will pass the different object, and what will happen we will see. So what I will do is, we'll just copy and paste the same code. Instead of writing the new complete thing, I will just revise it. Those who are new, just I will revise it. I am creating one info class where I am taking non-synchronized method. I am not taking synchronized method, I am taking the non-synchronized method here. Void greet. In the greet method, what we are writing? We are writing the loop here. You can see here, or I will do one thing, guys. I will take it on the Notepad++, the same content. Even you can use Sublimes, Eclipse, whatever you want, you can use it. There is no problem. Now we will take a new file here. We will save the file, or we will save file in our folder, that is PR softwares. So let us go to PR software, and I will give the name as sync demo 1.java, because already sync is there. I will take as sync 1. Okay. Now here what I will do is, I created one class called the info. In this one I created one method called the greet, which is taking the name as a parameter, that is string type. In this one I wrote for loop. Inside the for loop I am printing the value from 1 to 10. Inside that I am printing one message called hello good morning. After that we are giving a gap of 3 seconds. I will just reduce it to 2 seconds. If any problem is coming, it will throw the interrupted exception. That's why I wrote here interrupted exception. After printing this message, 2 second gap, and then the name will be printed. So I am writing name after the catch block. So what is basically concept is, greet will happen and then name will be printed after 2 seconds. Now this is a normal program we wrote. Now this program we are calling with the help of multi-threading. So we have to compulsory take one class which will extend from the thread or runnable anything. So I extended from the thread class. In the thread class I am creating the info class object, which is there on the top. That class name is info_f. I am creating here one name I wanted to read, so I am taking the name also. This is a constructor of this class where it is taking the which class object you are passing and what is the name you are passing. So name will be assigned to the name and object will be assigned to the f here. After that, I am going to call the run method. Inside the run method, f.greet. F.greet is nothing but on the top class we are having greet method, and whatever the name we will pass, that name will be passed here. And f is nothing but what, guys? Object of your class. Here see, info, f is nothing but this is f is the object. So whatever object will pass, from that object we are going to call the method of the particular class. Nothing but f.greet method will be called. Suppose here I pass the name as PR software, so you will get it here f.greet PR software. So like this we are calling it. So now right now what we are doing, we are creating two thread here. Start one, this is start and this is start. Okay, so two threads are created here, thread 0 and thread. In the last video, part number 5, I explained detail about this one. So just directly I am telling you this thread will be created, how and all. You can check it that one if you are getting any problem. So this is one thread and this is two thread. Nothing but two thread are calling the same class object, I can say. So what will happen? Whoever is entering first, that thread. Suppose example I am writing here synchronize. I am writing here synchronize. So let me write here synchronize. So when I write the synchronize, what will happen? Whoever will get a chance, whether your PR software is getting the chance or PrimSoft is getting the chance. Whoever will get the chance, first that person will complete the task, then only the second person will enter. So why? Because observe here very carefully. This is the object level lock I said yesterday. Suppose example now T1 is getting the chance. As soon as T1 is getting the chance, T1 is holding the F object. So automatically F will be locked now. Whenever the T1 is getting the chance, F object is locked now here. This object is locked. Now until T1 will not release this lock, T2 can't enter into this synchronize method. Why? Because already F is locked. Once the lock is released, then only this T2 can hold this lock. So now first we will just execute the same program. So go to the program, D drive, CD, PR softwares, Java C. Our program name is sync demo. Let me once cross check the name. Yes, sync demo1.java. So no class, or this is found, it is going. Okay, I give there SYN only, SYN demo1. So let us take only SYN demo1. Okay. Now there is no error. Java space sync demo1. Now see, hello, good morning PR software. Now PR software got the first chance. So what will happen? Only PR software will execute first and then PrimSoft will execute. So just see the output first very carefully. Then we'll continue with the topics. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time it will print. Now PrimSoft will start. Okay. Now PrimSoft has started. So like this PrimSoft will print 10 times. But now the concept is, I will stop it here. Control C. The program will stop. Now the thing is, sir, it is a separate. Sir, what about if I created the two object of info? Let us say info f1 is equals to new info. Observe very carefully, guys. New info. Now here I am passing f, here I am passing f1. Now you observe here. Here also I am using the synchronize method only. But what is the problem? Okay, first I will do one thing. Save it. If I created the two object and if I pass the two different object, for M1 is f and here f2, output will be, what type of output you will get it, that you see first, then I can explain you about this one. My output is, guys, it is a data consistent I am getting or inconsistent. So one person is working or two person working at a time. So here both the threads are working at a time. Sir, why? Now you observe here. So what was happening here previously? Suppose example, both, like I was calling the T1 and I was calling the T2, like two threads I was calling, but both was taking the same object, that is F. Suppose T1 enter first, nothing but T1 is getting the chance, so F is blocked, nothing but when T2 is trying to take the F object, nothing but F method, it was trying to call the greet method by using F. It was not allowing. Why? Because already T1 is holding the F object. Nothing but lock has happened. So T2 can't call. Now in this scenario, I am taking the two locks. That is what? Two objects, nothing but F and F1. Two different objects are there. Now, even though if I are calling T1 dot F dot greet, nothing but F is belong to which thread? T1. So happily it can go and it can access, no problem. Now here lock is there, but T2 is calling by using F1 lock or F lock. T2 will hold the F1 lock because here what is the object name we are passing? F1. So now in this situation, F1 is also working parallelly. Now both the things are working parallelly. It means here synchronization is not happening because of this concept. Then sir, what is the solution? So in this situation, previously we were holding the object level lock. But when the objects are multiple, then that lock will not work. So in that situation, you have to go with the class level lock. So what is the meaning of class level lock? So whenever we are defining the method, that method we have to define as a static method. And always we know static method will be called as a static method. We call it as a class level method. Now you execute the same program again. Just compile and run. Now see. Static method are class level. So now object level lock is not possible, class level lock is possible. But now here one more thing. Whenever we are passing the class level lock, so what concept we have to remember here? Whenever we are passing the class, okay, first it is executing, then I will come to the topic. We need to do some more changes here. So let's finish first. Okay, so it means what? This is now, you see, this we are passing which object we are creating here? Static. Nothing but static method is nothing but class level method. Now it is not the lock at object level. Now object at class level lock will be there. Nothing but now info is there. Now when we are writing the static, nothing but one, suppose example, somebody enters here, T1 is holding this one info. Now T2 can't enter until this first one will release. So nothing but what? In this situation, when we are creating multiple objects, so what are the points we have to remember here? When we are having multiple objects, we have to create a static synchronized method. And when we are having single object, multiple thread, then you have to go with what? Normal synchronized method, nothing but instance synchronized method. I hope you are very clear with this doubt. Both I have shown you, like with single object, multiple thread, multiple object, multiple threads. So like this, we can use this concept. I hope you are very clear with this concept. Any doubt, please mail me, or if you like my video, please subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you for watching this video, guys.